Welcome to today's Explainer. We've got a really fun one for you today. We're going to completely deconstruct a pretty fascinating piece of sports marketing. It's a 20-second premium promotional campaign for Achempong's Football Global Stage Champions Legacy Collection. We're going to dive into exactly how a brand can visually transform what you'd normally think of as just a standard fan accessory into a high-end luxury collector's item. We'll be looking at the precise sequence of visual cues, the audio design, and the pacing that takes this campaign from a basic merchandise pitch and elevates it into a truly cinematic experience.
Right off the bat, this campaign hooks you with a very specific, undeniable visual mood. We aren't opening with some brightly lit standard product shot. Actually, we're dropped right into darkness. And then, sweeping stadium lights cut through that darkness, accented by these beautiful brushed metallic gold elements, and drifting soft gold confetti. It really creates this high-end, museum-style exhibit vibe. And psychologically, this does something incredibly deliberate to the viewer. By placing a sports accessory in this dramatically lit, high-contrast environment, which is honestly usually reserved for things like fine jewelry or luxury watches, it completely shifts your expectations. It sets a luxurious tone before the product is even fully revealed to you, priming you for something exclusive rather than something mass-produced.
So, you might be wondering, what exactly is the Football Global Stage concept? The biggest takeaway here is that this is a premium brand concept that purposefully avoids using official tournament logos or any event-specific trademarks. Instead, it relies 100% on original, premium sports-inspired artwork. And by doing that, it completely reframes football fandom. It's no longer just a fleeting moment during a tournament, it becomes a timeless collector's aesthetic. Think about it. Official merchandise almost always comes with an expiration date, right? Once the tournament ends, wearing that gear can suddenly feel a bit outdated. But by leaning into unique artistry and completely omitting date-stamped branding, this collection elevates the whole supporter experience. It positions these luxury scarves as permanent keepsakes of a cultural legacy, not just temporary souvenirs.
Let's move into Section 1, Premium Scarf Design Elements.
The campaign makes absolutely sure to get you right up close to the sheer level of premium detail that is packed into this artwork. I mean, it's stunning. You've got a gold championship trophy engraved with 2026 global champions. There are these highly exclusive 7 stars and 11 stars editions, and really bold, jersey-inspired numbers. On top of that, there's the signature 3D national color hashtag emblem. These meticulously crafted elements send an immediate signal that this is a high-value collector's item. In the world of high-end collectibles, tangible details are everything. The textures, the engravings, those limited edition signifiers like the star counts, they trigger a real sense of rarity and prestige. It's basically telling the buyer that they aren't just buying a piece of fabric. They are acquiring a meticulously engineered piece of art that truly represents their absolute dedication to the sport.
And this depth is shown even further by the Hakuna Matata Lifestyle Series. This is a very unique signature design edition that lives right within the broader Champions Legacy collection. It really highlights how these designs cater to completely different vibes and specialized artistic expressions, all while maintaining that exact same overarching premium feel. By creating this distinct sub-label, the brand is able to capture a much wider demographic. You know, some fans want that pure, intense, competitive energy of the championship, while others really resonate with a more relaxed, philosophical approach to the game. So presenting these distinct artistic avenues within the exact same 20-second spot is a brilliant way to demonstrate the brand's versatility, and it really shows they understand the multifaceted nature of modern sports fandom.
Moving right along to Section 2, Argentina versus Spain Aesthetics.
So on one side, you have the absolutely iconic sky blue and white color palette of Argentina. And then on the other, you've got the rich crimson and gold of Spain. By using a really shallow depth of field and these incredible slow-motion fabric shots to bounce between these two distinct palettes, the promo manages to create this perfectly balanced visual story of two titans clashing for the 2026 Global Games. The intense focus on color and texture, which deliberately blurs out the background, forces your eye directly onto the weave of the fabric and the sheer vibrancy of the dyes. This visual tension built so much excitement just through color alone. It captures the true essence of international competition without having to show a single blade of grass or even a soccer ball.
All right, Section 3, the Supporter Lifestyle Experience.
Now the campaign kicks it into high gear and injects a massive amount of energy by showing exactly how these luxury accessories integrate into passionate, everyday fandom. First, we see them styled, draped beautifully over supporters' shoulders or tied around waists, highlighting that personal, everyday wear aspect. But then, the energy just ramps up. The scarves become actual celebration flags waving through vibrant city streets, hanging off balconies, and flying out of car windows. Finally, it peaks with them being held proudly above fans' heads by raised arms, perfectly capturing the raw, explosive emotion of a victory. This progression is no accident, it is highly intentional. It literally takes you on a psychological journey from individual ownership all the way to massive collective celebration, which perfectly mirrors the emotional arc of experiencing a major global tournament.
But wait, because to maintain that luxury brand identity, the promo brilliantly contrasts those wild, lively street celebrations with a highly elegant watch party setting. We transition to luxury decor, beautiful walnut furniture, premium refreshments, and soft stadium lighting, with the scarves elegantly displayed across sofas and coffee tables. This absolutely nails the product's versatility. It tells us that this piece is perfect for the roaring stadium, for sure, but it is equally at home in a sophisticated living room. By grounding the product in these high-end interior spaces, the brand solidifies its core premise. This is definitely not disposable fan gear you just stuff in a drawer after the match. It's a literal centerpiece for unforgettable gatherings and elevated entertaining.
Let's look under the hood in Section 4, Anatomy of the Campaign. It is crazy how much happens in just 20 seconds. The timeline takes us on such a seamless journey. 0 to 3 seconds, boom, it establishes the world. Football global stage. 3 to 6 seconds introduces the specific line, the Champions Legacy Collection. 6 to 10 highlights our core subjects, Argentina and Spain. 10 to 14 seconds specifically defines the product, luxury fan scarves. 14 to 17 gives the artist their well-deserved credit, designed by Achempong. And those final 3 seconds deliver the hard call to action. It is a highly deliberate, flawlessly engineered pitch. Every couple of seconds, a brand new layer of context gets added. This keeps your attention completely locked in, while steadily building the brand's narrative, from a broad, abstract concept all the way down to a very actionable purchase.
Now, we absolutely have to talk about the audio because it does just as much heavy lifting in driving this narrative. The video kicks off with a cinematic orchestral opening, which really anchors that museum-style luxury mood we talked about earlier. But as the visuals transition into those dynamic street celebrations, the music seamlessly shifts into modern percussion inspired by heavy stadium rhythms. Finally, this warm crowd ambiance swells into a massive, epic crescendo right at the very end. The audio perfectly, and I mean perfectly, mirrors the visual escalation. It's honestly a textbook example of using sound design to guide the viewer's emotional state, moving them from quiet contemplation of fine art straight into the heart-pounding adrenaline of a stadium finale, all within a third of a minute.
And tying that whole audio-visual journey together is the voiceover. It says, "Every match tells a story. Every supporter carries a legacy. Celebrate football's greatest moments." Designed for passionate fans, unforgettable gatherings, and timeless memories, the script here is so confident and uplifting. It beautifully bridges the gap between the physical product itself and the deep emotional weight of being a truly dedicated supporter. Just notice the vocabulary being used here: legacy, timeless, unforgettable. That language purposefully and powerfully shifts the focus away from the mere transaction of buying a scarf and aims it directly toward the emotional investment of building your own personal history. Which brings us to our final act, Section 5, the final hero shot. The dramatic final shot is a stunner. It places both the Argentina and Spain collections side by side, with this incredibly glowing gold championship trophy sitting right in the center. Accompanying this super powerful visual is the refined gold call to action: celebrate every match, customize yours today. It leaves you on such a high note, directing you precisely on what to do next, while continuously reinforcing that ultra-premium feel. And honestly, the use of the word customize is the absolute perfect final strategic touch. It promises you that you aren't just buying something off the rack. You actually have the agency to participate in creating your own piece of this legacy. What makes this 20-second structure so incredibly brilliant is its utility. This emotion-driven, highly structured format is literally perfectly engineered for modern digital platforms. Think about it. It fits naturally into the vertical constraints and the fast-paced consumption habits of YouTube Shorts, Pinterest Idea Pins, Instagram Reels, and Facebook Reels, all while functioning beautifully on a standard e-commerce storefront like Zazzle, because it relies on fast visual hooks, dynamic audio shifts, and the deep emotional resonance of fandom, rather than leaning on a specific tournament date or a long, boring product description, the social algorithm's favorite. The content essentially becomes evergreen, remaining valuable and highly relevant long beyond just a single match.
Well, that brings us to the end of our breakdown today, and I want to leave you with a final thought to consider. How will you celebrate your football legacy beyond a single tournament? The Football Global Stage Champions Legacy Collection shows us that fandom absolutely doesn't have to be defined by standard, disposable merchandise. By blending intricate design with a brilliantly strategic emotional narrative, your brand passion can genuinely be transformed into a timeless, customizable legacy. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will catch you next time.